Holy crap, people. This update is earth-shattering. This completely changes up how you are limited on developing characters, and it is a massive change. And almost everything in this post is phenomenal. I was reading through this just gushing by myself. Like, oh my gosh, seriously? That's amazing. All of this is amazing. Pretty much all of it. Especially for my main account. Well, I mean, for both accounts. Pretty much, there's something in this for everyone that's great. If you've read any of it, you already know. But the first thing is geared relic changes. Relics at 4 stars. They've drastically removed star requirements on gear pieces. So before, you weren't star-gated for anything other than gear 12. So you had to get gear 12, or 7 stars to get to gear 12. And then that was just kind of like the lock on getting to gear 13. I think Hux might have still been able to get to gear 12 at lower stars. And he was like the only one. It was a slip up. But you can get to gear 12 and then gear 13. And then as long as you're 4 stars, level 85, you can get to Relics, gear 13. They are starting to cap it by, Relic 3 is 5 stars, Relic 4, 6, Relic 5 up requires 7 stars. I'm fine with that. That's way better than it's been before. On my main account, I am sitting with Scorch at 4 stars and cannot use him with Lord Vader because he'll be complete trash. This is amazing. This will be retroactive. So that just means every character already that exists in the game, they're going to take off those restrictions. That's phenomenal. Now, there's one thing I'm not sure of how it's going to interact because it used to come up in the filters for increasing relic levels, but I don't think it does anymore. I'm not totally sure about this, but I think one of the fundamental ways that relics interact with a character's stats is through their strength, agility, and tactics, and that is affected by. So I had to go to my GoTix account for this because everything else is high star on my main account. So whenever you add a star, you get an extra multiplier. So this is per level, 1.1 strength, 0.7 agility, 0.6 tactics per level. So once you get him up to 7 stars, all that's kind of maxed out. So he had a 4 point whatever. His numbers were low, but if I upgrade low gray, and there's going to be a discount on this, so I'm kind of or I think on the promotion, so kind of wasting my money here. But look at this 7-star characters modifiers in comparison. 5.5, 5.4, 7.3. And this is like this for every character. So, and I think if you are relicing up a 4-star character, if you have a gear 8 or, anything, the stars don't matter a whole ton. It's not a ton of stats extra. It's increasing your whatever you get from agility, strength, and tactics a little bit. But these are the stats that interact with relics. So I think it might be sliced, significant percentage what it actually does. Because yeah, I mean the stats, all the base stats, there's mastery stats. They used to split them up. They don't anymore. Actually, Leia's a bad example because she is a tank and has protection in her mastery. But just main things like damage, armor. Gosh, the mastery kind of messes things up. But I think there's this multiplicative effect. So I think a Relic 4 character at 4 stars, or whatever it is, 4 stars will be significantly worse than a Relic 4 at 7 stars. So there is some downside to it, but still, it's amazing. And let's get back to the post. We continue. So I mean, Lightspeed Tokens. This is going to be a new consumable that instantly upgrades a character specific to the power level. Think of a Lightspeed or Hyperdrive bundle to a single character. And this will be great. As long as it's a free reward, I can engage with it on the GoTix account. And it'll be a great point of strategy. If you get one of these, be very choosy with who you give it to. So there's going to be tiers, Carbonite through Kyber. At the lowest level, they're all up to level 85. Then you get 3 stars, gear 10, ability level 3. So there's going to be some interesting strategy with that. There's going to be, okay, you got a tier 1. Let's pick. You can't do Galactic Legends, Conquest Units, Journey Guides, Capital Ships. I agree with all that. I think there needs to be some kind of balance. I actually love that because I think Lightspeed bundles have run amok, and there needs to be some extra value to these. So this is a nice divider between those characters and their value, and just regular marquees. Now, I mean, if you got like BB-8, it does seem fitting for like BB-8 or like a really crappy legendary for that, but I do agree with this. So there's gonna be a strategy for this. So tier 1, you got Carbonite, you get them to gear 10. You want to pick a character that has their Chirotech at like gear 8 and gear 9. So that's a strategy. And there's plenty of characters that have their Chirotechs required at gear 11. So that's going to be a real big strategy point for tier 1. There's not going to be an easy way to tell it. I'll probably, me or someone else might compile a list at some point with the focuses for tier 1, because, you know, that's where the biggest value is. Wrecker comes to mind because he had like Chirotech gate at gear 8, but some characters only have at gear 11. It's really nice. Tier 2, you get to 4 stars gear 12 and ability level 4. The ability levels, except for level 7, I don't, it's kind of like whatever. I mean, up to 6. There are actually some Zetas at level 6. It's rare, but I think there's some. You might get a few more Zetas at Relic 7, or at level 7. Chromium, you get to Relic 1. Iridium, you get to Relic 3. Kyber, Relic 5. That's going to be so fantastic. If, depending on the frequency of how we get these, it'll just be so nice. You'll get this little treat, this Lightspeed token. I reserve the right to hate them if they're given out like candy to spenders and super stingy to non-spenders. But anyway, it's a great concept. You're going to be strategic, so there's going to be a lot to think about when it comes to that. So I will definitely be working on that when they come out. Next up, don't hoard. A Lightspeed token is tiered to a specific list of characters when it's released, and it will never be updated to units released later. I like that. I hate hoarding, generally. I mean, I just want to use things like the people that hoard get 1 and get 2s. It was really annoying when they hoarded them up to like 300,000-400,000 insane amounts. Additionally, in order for us to remove old unused Lightspeed tokens from the data, all of them will expire 6 months after you get them. So I think if you get them, as long as you have something that has decent value for it, it seems like it would be in your best interest to upgrade as soon as you can. Because if it's, especially for a newer player, if it's a character you'd upgrade and increase your resource income, the sooner the better, and increase your usage in PvP, Grand Arena. So, era locked. Initially, Lightspeed tokens can only be used for the character from the Legacy era. Everything before the era of Apprentices that started November 19th, 2024 with Hu Yang. So before they instituted the era system, that's all the Legacy era. So that's the vast majority of characters in this game. And then generally tokens will be for units from eras that ended at least a year ago. So maybe they'll start doing Apprentices era in November. They'll start dropping that. Launch factions. The first Lightspeed tokens available will be for smugglers and separatists. So if I got a separatist one on my small account, you know I'm giving it to Wat Tambor. Well, I don't know. I don't have what Tambor really goes with. But anyway, that's fantastic. I like that. I like that there's some kind of limitation. Just makes it a little bit of an easier choice. So each one that comes out, it'll be something to kind of boil down what's going to be the best. They said they want to play Zeta or Omicron ability. So that is smart. I mean, there's some characters that have a Zeta at level 6 and some at level 7. It's rare for a level 6 Zeta, but I think I've seen it. That's fair. And then if you have a useless Lightspeed token, and everyone's already past that level, so that'll be my main account. For the most, in a lot of cases, you can get some Chirotech for tier 1, more Chirotech for tier 2, 10 Carbonite circuit board for tier 3. That seems worse than each of these two, but I don't know. Tier 4, a bunch of signal data, circuit board, wandering, transistor. So a bunch of different like small relic stuff. You'll find Lightspeed tokens in the store, and as rewards, I hope that means there's more than one on the free episode track. Because yeah, that free episode track, I mean, it's nice little stuff, goodies here and there, but it really lacks pop. So that would be awesome to see. Multiple rewards. I would love that. And the episode pass. I'm sure it's going to be plenty on the episode pass. Oh, dang it. I don't know if grammatically if this modifies just both of these, so there could be only one on the free episode pass and multiple on the episode pass. Dang it. And we plan to use them as rewards in other ways in the future. That's fantastic. The more, the better. I mean, if there's some element of choice and strategy to it, I love that. Updating unit progression to make Lightspeed tokens work more effectively. We tore down some old walls in the unit upgrade system. So this I love as well. I love all of this. Unit level is no longer gated by your player level. So if you're a new player and you're level 50, 30, and you want to take one character, you really like one character, you can level them up past your level. That's great. I love that. Units now have all their abilities unlocked right from the start. That's nice because there's always been like a unique or something that unlocks at gear 4 or a leadership at gear 7 or something like that. And almost all of those are taken away. There's some exceptions and they do make sense. But almost all of those has been taken away. Unit ability tiers are no longer gated by a unit's tier. So that is very nice too. There's not a ton of those as much. It's more ability level, and unit level no longer gates ability upgrade. So that's nice too. Just recently, just a few weeks ago, I put out my video of the baby Keller and Beck team on my small account beating, but I couldn't level up Shak T's abilities all the way because she was level 68 and I ran out of credits. So that is a circumstance where it would help. Only exceptions are Zeta and Omicron abilities, but you can still do it for Omegas. For brand new players, they're still going to be limited just by the amount of materials they have for ability upgrades, but that's a very nice update. Ship reinforcement abilities are no longer gated by star level, so you needed 5 stars for the second tier, 7 stars for the third. I love that. I'm thinking of like the Phantom ship because that has an awesome reinforcement ability, but like Phantom and Plo Koon, as soon as you get those ships, you can get those up and running as soon as you can, which that was actually something holding me back on my Go Takes account, so I love that. Ship ability upgrades are no longer gated by the cruise gear tier. Awesome. Fantastic. I'm thinking about Marauder. Marauder, it was hard for me to get all the gear, the abilities up, because when I was a really small account, because Bad Batch needed a Kyro Tech, so I was locked behind that, so fantastic. What's not changing, capital ship abilities are still gated by star level, so that does suck. And that does make sense, because they do want an incentive for you to use all those crystals. Leviathan really sucks to not have it 7 stars. Executor has a lot of short comings at less than full stars. So that's unfortunate, but I understand, and you know that's fair. They got to keep something. The few exceptions for the abilities like being gated by gear level, and they do make sense. General Skywalker's lead, so you might ask why is it that good? No, because his lead is fundamentally tied to protection. Protection does not exist on any characters until they get to gear 7, so he needs to have some protection for it to work at all. Marin's first special, that's where she gets magic stealth, where she's like basically invulnerable. So that makes sense to gate a little bit and not just have like a paper invincible character. And Night Sister Zombie, this is one that, you know, it never leaves them. They hate how paper zombie was a thing and it was better to have a weaker zombie. So I'm fine with that. That does make sense. Next, for the Lightspeed tokens to work well with current and future systems, they have made basically all units, most units, like not Journey Guide characters, but most other units reduced to 2-star unlocks. So this is something that actually confused me when the game came out. You had like characters unlocked at 80 shards, and I thought they were better. Like Darth Maul took 80 shards to be unlocked, when a lot of characters required 2, and I thought, oh, like Qui-Gon Jinn, oh, really, it's not as good. So most of these are going to be really old characters, because a lot of characters did unlock since they've been doing the Marquee system, they've mostly unlocked at 2 stars. So that's just changing. Hermit, Yoda, and Wampa are the only ones that were like 5-star unlocks that classified by this. That's nice. I mean, that's just better. You can get them sooner. And here's where there's a lot more goodies too. Wait, there's more quality of life upgrades. This is like my favorite post ever. In years at least. It's just so good. There's not much. You have to really stretch to find something to complain about. Leveling up your units got cheaper. Credit and ship material costs has been slashed by 50% across the board. So ship material, that just means like fleet credits is what a lot of people call. That's amazing because credits, I run out of credits all the time on my small account. Just excellent. Love it. For everything. So I'm guessing that means for like not only leveling them up, but like gear upgrades, star upgrades, ability upgrade, anything. That's fantastic. If you've earned all possible rewards from a recurring event that will no longer show up on the events table, finally, I don't want to look at Drogon, I don't want to look at Finalizer and Radis. They're gone. Finally, an event matters. It's an event. It's there. All these marquee events that they recycle, it's fantastic for people that miss those marquees. And I love that they do that, but I don't want to look at it. So this is amazing. You can now sim up to 100 battles at once on a campaign. Notice what used to be locked at 20, so you'd have to like, okay, I got all my refreshes, let me hit 20, oh, let me do 20 again, let me do 20 again. It wasn't a huge deal. I wasn't really that strained by it, but that's nice. This doesn't change daily attempt limits on hard nodes. Unfortunately, we don't have any increased number of hard node attempts in this update, but still, I'll take it. It's nice. A new icon will be next to the unit's name on every unit detail screen displays. Okay, this is kind of a hard word sentence. But the icon for the era in which it was released, it'll be next to the unit's name in some way or another. Tapping on the icon will click up a pop-up of the name of that era as well. So, I mean, as long as it's not obtrusive, it's fine. You can now sort your character inventory by relic amplifier level. Yes, finally. Finally. We've been wanting this since 2019 when Relics came out. That is finally, yes, great. We've added new filters to see which characters have upgrades available for Lightspeed token application. That's going to really help narrow it down. You don't have to search through your whole roster for it. Relic amplifier level, Omicron ability, Zeta ability, gear upgrade. So that's nice. One extension, I would love to see this broken out by Omicron type. Because if you're someone that only wants GAC, or if you love TB Omicrons, it would be nice to narrow that down as well. But this is all great. It is all really nice. Any ability upgrade and unit level upgrade filters are also now both available for characters and ships. So just anything that has like a red dot, it'll filter by. And then a number of changes have been made to streamline tutorials for new players and let them get to the holidays faster. This includes the creation of 2 new quests granted to all players under level 40. This is such a nice update. I mean, I'm not going to like clap super loud in the mic because it'd be obnoxious, but bravo. This is some of the best quality of life updates I've ever seen. I'm really excited to see Lightspeed tokens. Hopefully I'm not just drowned out by spenders with it. For my main account, this is just a godsend. It felt so archaic. I get the character at 3 stars for the marquee. I have all the gear in the world. I have all the relic materials I need. I am just stuck. I've just been stuck waiting for them to get to 7 stars. Months of farming. This is extremely free to play friendly, especially for endgame players for this part. And I mean, on the small account too. Like I'm gonna you still are incentivized to get them 7 stars because of what I talked about earlier: the agility, strength, tactics, impact. But you can just start working on them soon. I just love it. It is. I don't have enough words to talk about how great this is. So I'm gonna end with that. Fantastic. I'm over the moon about this update. Let me know what you think. This is a huge win. All right. Thanks so much for watching.